if you don't have your peer group, please come up front. We have folks with stage. didn't go quite the way I had planned, but you did a great job of sorting yourself out. For those students that may not be with their peer group, we'll get you settled in there in just a few moments. In just a minute, we'll get started with the bagpiper. You'll hear the bagpiper coming down, leading the processional. When they get down to the back end of the tent, I'd ask you all to stand up. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you all after the program. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. James Dumond, and I serve the university as the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. As such, it is my honor and privilege to welcome all of you to the class of 2022's Convocation. This event signifies the start of your collegiate career, a time for you and your loved ones to acknowledge your accomplishments and your decision to join Raven Nation. As you know, as you do so, I know you are sitting here today full of excitement and wonder of what the next 4 years will be like. 4, not 6, by the way. Like making new friends, enjoying great new experiences that come with college life. At the same time, many of you may be wondering, what will my classes be like? Is it really just an extension of high school? Or is it really harder? The answer to those questions and many more, of course, are a matter of perspective. And so the answer is, you're about to find out. However, what I would like to take just a moment to talk about is what does it take to succeed in college, or in life, or in your career. A few years ago, a researcher named Dr. Angela Duckworth, an established scientist, set out to answer that exact question. She and her research team measured students in high school. They measured cadets at West Point for their academic success. She evaluated salespeople to see who would sell the most. She evaluated rookie teachers to see if they would return for their second year. What her research showed is that it wasn't many things. It was not their IQ. It was not their social skills, nor was it even their looks or their physical capabilities. What it was is people with passion and perseverance were the ones that succeeded time and time again. She called this combination grit, and I could not agree with her anymore. So I urge you to find your passion, reach inward, and harness your own determination. As you see, all of you already has what it takes to be successful. So go out there, explore college so that you can find your passion, use your grit, and be successful in whatever you choose. And now Kelly Mattock, Ryan Dorain will sing the Franklin Pierce Alma Mater and will be accompanied by Vladimir Odinikic. We ask you to please rise and join in the second verse. Thank you.
We Hello, Ravens. Welcome home. We are so excited to finally have you here. We've been counting down the days. So I am Jenny Brown. I am the interim academic dean for the College of Rindge. I have been a psychology professor here for 8 years prior to this. And of course, as the academic dean, I'm going to give you academic advice that I think is going to enhance your career here as a student. There will be a test afterwards, so if you want to keep mental notes, that's a good idea. First is work hard. Spend a lot of time on your studies. Know that it's not about your grades. It's about what you learn and how much you challenge yourself. Do all the reading. Take notes on the reading. Attend tutoring sessions and start study groups. The more time you focus on your academics, the better prepared you're going to be for the real world, and the more valuable your experience here is going to be. This work will prepare you to more easily adapt to your changing workplaces and to solve complex problems there. Remember, your mind is a muscle. Work it hard. Train it. This will make you happier, healthier, and more successful in life. So what was number one? Awesome, you guys are so prepared. Okay, number 2, find a faculty mentor. Find someone you're comfortable with and who seems to get who you are. Have coffee with this person or lunch with this person. Ask them for advice. This relationship is crucial to your success. It will enhance your academic career here, and you'll need those letters of recommendation when you leave here. You'll need to find people who know you well and know how to sell you. So what was number 1? Awesome. Number 2? Awesome. Okay, number 3 is diversify. Find your passion in terms of your academics and then challenge yourself with something that's very different from what you're studying. Maybe you double major or maybe you find a minor, but if you're majoring in psychology, maybe you take a minor in philosophy, maybe double major in health science and history, or education and business. The broader your training, the broader your horizons will be, and the more marketable you will be once you leave here. Plus, you'll be a more interesting person, a better worker, and a better thinker. So what were the 3 points? Excellent. Faculty mentor and diversify. Excellent. This is the beginning of a great time in your life. This is when you will decide who you will be. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
That'll be a hard act to follow. So welcome, class of 2022. I'm Ed French, the Dean of the College of Business, and I was glad Dr. Brown did mention business would be a viable minor. I think it's a viable major as well. So first off, wow, you made it. You're now embarking on a new and exciting phase of your life. I realize it's a mad swirl as you unpack, you're meeting new people, you're getting ready to start your college career, and everybody's giving you advice. It's coming from all corners, and it certainly can be overwhelming. So at the risk of adding to that feeling, let me add my advice. And that is, take a deep breath. Decompress. If you're into it, try to get into that Zen state. And then, think about this. As you embark on this exciting 4-year journey, it's important to realize you're not here alone. There are many out there who are ready, willing, and able to assist you as you encounter this new and, quite honestly, can sometimes be scary adventure. Your parents and your family, of course, are there. But here on campus is a vast network available to provide the support you need to get comfortable in something that's really, really new. And to position you, and this is the most important, to position you to excel. That's what we want to see. Some obvious folks might be faculty, we heard about those, advisors, friends. Less obvious may be the dedicated staff who work at Franklin Pierce. They're all over the place. Your classmates, not just your roommate, not just one or two, but the peers in your class, upperclassmen. You're able to take advantage of the network through making efforts to engage by meeting other students, joining study groups, join a club, play sports, get to know your professors. We just heard that. Use your advisor as a mentor. Really make us work hard. We want you to succeed. And get to know the administrators. We are one giant community, and we're all here to help you succeed. Well, this network can't necessarily solve every problem or challenge you may face, but what the network can do is provide advice and counsel. They can provide a sympathetic ear. They can get you back on your feet when you feel down. Now, all of that may sound really simple, but it isn't. You need to get out of your comfort zone. It may come easier to some than others, but everybody can do it. The exact way you approach this challenge may be different, but what will be common is for those who develop that network will have a sense of well-being and a true sense of support. So in closing, my 2 words of advice are be engaged. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. So my name is Becca, and I have the honor of telling you about my amazing experiences that I've had at Pierce so far. First off, I just want to say welcome, class of 2022. Seriously, get ready for the best 3 or 4 years of your life. 3 years if you're really smart. I'm not, so, So I'm a junior. I'm from upstate New York, and I'm a business management major. I'm in one of our newer clubs, Operation Cantab. Whoop, whoop. Okay, nobody else is in it. Great. So I'm also a peer leader. Shout out to Group 4. So now I'll actually start. While I was packing all of my belongings this year, and it doesn't get more fun as the years go on, I promise, but while I was packing everything I owned to come up here, I actually found my journal that I kept my orientation week. At the time, I thought it sounded so corny that I was writing a journal about all of my experiences. I was like, wow, I'm so cliche. But reading through it right before I got to school has actually been amazing, and I realized that it foreshadowed all of the amazing experiences that I would have here. I actually want to read an excerpt from it. Excuse my grammatical errors because it was late at night. You'll realize this. So it's from the 3rd day of orientation and the last day. It says, Logan is a bro. Logan was my peer leader. He's my very good friend now, but that's who he is. Logan is a bro and is going to try to get me a job in the admissions office as a tour guide. Honestly, every day here makes me happier and happier to be a Raven. Everyone here is genuinely excited to be here, and it makes me so, so happy. And yes, that was corny, I know. So if you're to read more from my journal, you'd actually only find positive and excellent remarks about my first few days here. Long story short, my peer leader, Logan, did get me a job at admissions my 3rd day being here, and I thought it was so premature in my college career because, let me tell you, I didn't know where the bathrooms were on campus. And so I was like, I can't be a tour guide. And so I was able to be trained right away as a freshman, and that's the best thing about Pierce, man. Like, sorry, I said man, I'm not professional, I'm sorry. That's the best part about Pierce. You have chances as a senior, a freshman, a junior, senior, anywhere, any major, anything, get involved. Every faculty member here, every staff member is here for you. They work for you. It's awesome. So I've also had the pleasure of developing relationships with my professors over the last 2 years, and when they say choose them as your mentor, they're not kidding. They are your mentors. They will have connections for you for the rest of your life, far on beyond graduation. I always will have these connections, and I've never had an issue finding help. Between one-on-one meetings with my professors and peer tutoring, shout out to Caitlin Puzo, she's the best accounting tutor ever. I would not have survived it without you. There she is. Okay, sorry. I've never struggled to find help on campus, and that's something that's so special because I can text my professor, and they will respond as soon as they can. They're always here to help every student. While I was taking my human resource management class with Professor McGill O'Rourke, I love her, she's my mom on campus, I had the pleasure of shadowing Dawn in HR. She's right back there if you haven't gotten a chance to meet her. She's amazing, and I never would have thought that I would want to have a career in HR management because all I knew was Toby from The Office, and I knew that I would never do that job. I was able to go into HR and talk to Dawn and say, hi, I'd like to shadow you for a little bit and write about my experiences. And she was like, okay, when do you want to come, tomorrow? And I was like, yeah. And I had the opportunity. I went into an HR office and I was able to meet with the Associate Director of Human Resources. And I think that's so awesome because that is so unique to Pierce. That is so unique. Everyone is here for you. And you will find your place here. You don't have to be loud and obnoxious like me. I'm sure most of you know that I am. And you don't have to be like that. You will find your place. Get involved. That's the only thing that you can do to make your experience here amazing. Get involved. Join a club. Join a sports team. That's out of the question for me. I'm not an athlete at all. But join something. Get involved. My first day here at Pierce, this was my home. I call this home. I don't call home home. All my friends at home are mad at me for it. But this is my home because I belong here, and I learned that my first day here. Take in the next 4 years because they go so fast. I feel like I was in your seat yesterday. Finally, congratulations on being a part of our family at Pierce. We love you, and we are so happy to have you. Welcome. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Hi. I'm Jess Landis. I'm an assistant professor of composition and first-year inquiry here, and I'm here to talk to you on behalf of the faculty today. So this is a big day. We at Franklin Pierce were so excited to see your new faces. The entering students out there, I'm sure you've heard a lot of advice over the past few months about this thrilling and somewhat frightening time in your lives. Parents, teachers, friends, and just about everybody else have imparted wisdom upon you, and I'm here to join that chorus of voices and give you this advice. Geek out. Take this opportunity at Franklin Pierce to find, embrace, and flaunt your inner nerd. I hope I don't offend my colleagues when I say that there are a lot of geeks here on our faculty. Kind of comes with the territory. We get really into what we study and really into sharing it with you. You'll meet professors who ardently study the behavior of bats, can speak for days about 19th century women writers, know a whole heck of a lot about the archaeology of New England, or spend their time examining the effects of opioids on the human brain. As you enter Franklin Pierce, we invite you into our Geek Squad. College, especially its early years, is about exploring all kinds of different things. In the classroom, we ask you to investigate new ideas through the general and liberal education program, which will have you taking classes in everything from history to environmental science, from music to media production. I encourage you to look at these courses as opportunities to find what makes you excited. I'm sure that a number of you have a good idea of what you like to study best, and many of you have declared majors reflecting that preference. In that way, you're already on the road to geekdom. But you're not all the way there yet. There are many academic courses and programs that might excite you along the way that can add to what you already know you love. A creative writing class can help a health science major develop empathy for patients as they study how to adopt a character's perspective, while a course in two-dimensional design could increase a marketing major's understanding of how potential customers respond to images of products. You've made the choice to come to college. Now I encourage you to make the academic choices that will challenge you to discover and embrace your own brand of geekiness. My personal geek flag flies in the land of Shakespeare. I love his plays, his poetry. I have the official Shakespeare app on my phone, and a Shakespeare air freshener hangs from my car's rearview mirror. Specifically, I study a character type known as the fop in Shakespeare's plays, and the word geek can be traced back to the word Geck, or fool/fop, in German. So, I thought I'd leave you with some of the bard's great words as you embark on your college journey. In the play Hamlet, a father, Polonius, gives advice to his son who is heading to Paris to continue his university studies, much like your own parents have been giving you advice. He tells him, above all, to thine own self be true. Or in other words, let your geek flag fly. Thank you and welcome to FPU.
Good afternoon. I'm Kim Mooney, president of Franklin Pierce University, the best job in the world. Thank you. And on behalf of this entire community, I too welcome our new community members, the class of 2022, our transfer students, our commuter students who are here with us, and all of your family and friends. When I arrived on this campus on move-in day in 1979, my parents and I were greeted by a swarm of energetic, welcoming students, ready to unload our vehicle and traipse my stuff up to Mount Washington 273. So a shout out to Kyle and David. Are you out there? All right, I tried to find you guys today. They are now the occupants of that legendary Mount Washington room. So we carry on this move-in tradition because we want today, your first day of college as a class, to be a memorable occasion for you and your families. So I have to thank our student leaders, our student athletes, the faculty and staff who put so much time and energy in making sure they were ready to welcome you. So let's thank them. So I have enjoyed listening to this afternoon's remarks and fully realize, like everyone else, that you, our newest Franklin Pierce students, our newest Ravens, have been hearing advice about going to college for at least 4 to 5 to 6 years now. And the reason we can't help ourselves, we have to give you our advice too, because we want you to be successful here. And so we just want you to hear what we think it might take, especially in these early days. So I'm going to offer 2 thoughts, and they're going to sound familiar. I encourage you to approach your college education earning your degree as a process. It's a process. And my second piece of advice is when you feel like judging, be curious instead. So let me just unpack those for a minute. The process. Your education, your learning is a process. It's a combination of experiences that happen over a long period of time, but they come together to shape your life. So your time here will absolutely shape your life. And we know that you went through a really arduous process to even get here, to figure out if this was the place for you. So indulge me for a moment while I talk about your graduation. I know it's the first day, but why am I talking about your graduation? Because just like the process it took to get you here, you need to engage in that same exploration and research, the same kind of questioning and reflection that you've done with your families to bring you to this moment. That analysis you undertook, do it again. Do it throughout your college years. And when you feel doubt or uncertainty, find that grit that Provost Dumond talked about. And I recommend, again, Dr. Brown's advice, find that faculty mentor and ask them, what about the decision I'm about to make about my education, about earning my degree, do I need to know? Because I don't know what I should do next. Ask. People will answer. Engage your faculty, your advisors, your coaches, your classmates and friends. Don't let uncertainty or any one obstacle challenge you enough to stop you from reaching your goals or your graduation. Your education, earning your degree, is a process. Allow it to unfold, but take charge of it. My second comment, when you feel like judging, be curious instead. Comes from an article by Aviva Goldfarb, which first was published in the Washington Post. and her article was entitled, "Don't Dry Your Clothes in the Microwave and Other Advice for My College-Bound Daughter." So, what she went on to say was, you are going to meet people with different beliefs and lifestyles from yours, and they have different life experiences than you. Be kind, be curious, and give everyone the benefit of the doubt, at least for the first time. And from what we know about you as a class, you have a lot to look forward to in learning about one another over the next 4 years. You are a talented group. So, one of you has at least one of you has won a state championship for a cooking contest. One of your classmates has competed in international cycling races. One of your classmates has participated in over 30 triathlons. One of them is a sternman on a lobster boat. One is an award-winning dancer. And one is a self-taught piano, guitar, mandolin, violin, and ukulele player, right? And a number of you and your classmates are entrepreneurs. Some of you have already started your own businesses or your own organizations because you recognized a need at your schools or in your communities that needed to be filled, and so you took that on. You join us from all over New England and 20 other states, or at least 20 other states, including California, Florida, Texas, and Montana. You join us from all over the world: Spain, Germany, Mexico, Japan, and the Netherlands. So, when you feel like judging, be curious instead, and I suspect you will be delighted with what you learn about one another. One last piece of data. One of your classmates has a life goal to climb Mount Monadnock 52 times in 1 year. Yeah? So I encourage all of us to join your classmate for round 1 of that goal during another one of our Franklin Pierce traditions, our Grand Monadnock climb, which is Sunday, September 9th. So I'll see you on the mountain for sure. Just a few final thoughts for your parents and families. As a community of educators, we share an interest in your student that extends far beyond the classroom and academic performance. This is an extraordinary faculty sitting behind me. I think you can get that sense just from hearing them talk today. They understand and embrace the awesome responsibility not only to shape your students' futures through their teaching, but the future of the people your student will encounter, the places they will work, and the communities in which they will live. And parents and families, I know you want for your students what my parents wanted for me when they dropped me off in Rindge, New Hampshire in the late summer of 1979. They wanted me to be successful. They wanted me to start my adult life. They wanted me to get on with it and really do everything within my power and in my passion they just wanted me to be good, happy, and successful. And I stand here now as the president of my alma mater. So think about that, right? None of us could have imagined that in 1979. And I know that what my parents wanted for me, you want for your students, and you and your students deserve nothing less. So, you've heard us talk about Raven Nation, and in some cultures, ravens are thought to have released light to the world. And our university motto, ex umbris ad lucem. Want to try that? Ex umbris ad lucem means out of the darkness into the light, which reflects our pride in the illumination of the world by Franklin Pierce students and alumni. So families, your students are now ravens. It is that time to watch them take flight. Thank you.